Episode 40. Simon's going to die one day, but thanks to the great Alzara, we know that day is far, far off, in the distant future. Probably nothing to worry about, right? It was still a pretty morbid prediction. Still kinda haunting. Let's not worry about that though. Let's worry about this. The gems are in a box with a statement containing the letter B. Okay? Like in box. So this could be the box, if this is true. The blue box is true. This also has B's. The gems are in a box with a statement containing the letter U. Okay? This contains the letter U. This contains the letter U. This does not contain the letter U. They're getting hard now, aren't they? I maybe could have solved this in between the episodes, but who cares? So, we know that all of them have B. We know that only these two have the letter U. Ironically enough, the blue box contains no U's, despite being blue. And we know that one is definitely telling the truth, one is definitely lying, and the other one can go any way. So, let's assume that this is true, just because there are less U's. If it's in a box containing the letter U, it could be this one, or not this one, this one or this one, which would automatically make the blue box true, because all of these contain B. So actually, let's start with that. The blue box is definitely true, because all of the boxes contain B, and only one of these boxes, one of the boxes between these two has to be the liar. There has to be at least one lying. So let's assume this one is lying. The blue box is not true. That cannot be the case. The blue box has to be true. So this is our liar. The gems are in a box with a statement containing the letter U. So they're in the box without U, but with B. Wait, what? This has to be false, right? This is true, true, false, so... Oh, it doesn't contain U. Right. Yeah, the blue box doesn't have U, but it does have B. Right. Add 6 bedrooms? Oh. Come on, let me get that. There. Oh, right, the aquarium too. I guess I did get a lot of red rooms. Could have had more, but that's enough, right? Almost missed that. We're still doubling our coins thanks to our magnetic coin purse or whatever. And we just spread coins throughout the office, so we're gonna have to look around for those. What is this called, by the way? The lucky purse, I guess. Before that, though, we do have to stop outside to actually spawn in some outer room of some sort, I guess. Anything spawn in here? Again, we lost the metal detector to make our fancy candle thing, so... We're gonna have to pay attention for, I guess, whatever rooms might have had things populated by the spread rooms. So here, since we went through the trouble of making this burning glass thing, we want one of these rooms to either have the dynamite or the tomb. Yeah. It's gonna be the tomb this time. Unfortunately, I didn't make this earlier in the day, so I'm not sure if the dead ends that we already drafted, like this storeroom, would have already counted to make the coins in the tomb. I guess we'll find out. But more importantly, we can, like, light special candles, only the special ones, which are these. These ones that were very conspicuously different from the other candles. It just kind of stood out from the coloring. Well, would you look at that, an upgrade disc and 4 dice. Wait, is this always going to be open, or are these candles going to go out the next day? I would assume that the shortcut that we opened up in the precipice is always open. So maybe these candles always stay open, and the tomb could be forever a source of dice, unless these are like one-time dice. It would be great to get coins and dice from this room. I think there was another place we could use the candles. We can dig things up too, I guess. If we find anything. Unfortunately, we didn't get the trading post, so I can't actually get the battery easily. But you can just get by trading in things to the lowest possible value or something. Yeah, not these candles either. This is also a shortcut underground. I think we can... We can use this as a shortcut back into the foundation, because we already unlocked the elevator there, I think. Actually, no, I don't think we can use the call button. The elevator is up and we would need it down. No candles, right? Yeah. I think it was somewhere in the back here. Not these candles. Just thoroughly checking, because I'm going to lose this item forever. Alright, what about back here? Yeah, these candles. Another, like, bonus item room, maybe? Looks like there's more to it than that. I guess we never really knew where she was buried. Kind of a special room for her. This would be the lady of the estate, right? Lady Epson, your grandmother, Simon, and, wouldn't you know it, your grandma's key. I think we take it for now. But it's a hard sell, or a hard choice, I guess. We could put it into the code check, but there's plenty of things that we might want to put in the code check otherwise. If we can assume that these doors always stay open, we can come back here for the key on another day. But then we would have to get the tomb and the lady's chamber on the same day, which isn't impossible, but those are 2 dice rolls that are hard to fit together. Double that. It'd be really nice if we could put the lucky purse into the code check. And we got this too. I can't read this. Old Jorah? Who is that? There's a conspicuous colon there. Wait, there's some English? Forget Oldine Inn. I'm not sure if inn is English, but I guess forget is. But the colon is... I'm taking a picture of this. Pointing to Ulud Diris? I'm not sure what that means. Is there actually a way to translate this in-game? Or would you need to be like a linguist to understand? I think there's Oris in the second or third line there, but it's spelled O-R-I-S-S. And I guess it's not capitalized, so it might not be what I'm thinking. Ore Raja, Oris Nerare, Lorja Elderis Uljora. I'm going to assume that's her native tongue, and that's her native name. I guess we don't know her first name, Lady Epson. Uljora Epson. If we knew a date that she died, we could maybe use that on face, but I wouldn't know. Okay, now we got this. The pink versions I'm not sure if we've seen from... Okay, this one we have seen, the rotating one. But this one... What do these do? Oh, that worked somehow. How though? It went down. They don't loop around, it seems. Can I, like, reset this? Somehow? I have to, like, press one of these there. So yeah, I think we want to rotate things first. Do these just go down? I think they do. Well, even if it's not the explicit rule, we've already solved it, but before we do solve it, let's just make sure. These just only go down, right? There's like no other rule to them? They always go down? It seems like it. Okay. Relatively simple one. It should probably just be allowance, yeah. Our allowance is already pretty high compared to just one coin, but always more is good, I guess. Thanks, Grandma. Was it Grandma? Our great-uncle should be Herbert, so that would be his wife, yeah, so Grandma. Or something like that, grand-aunt, I guess. Any more candles to light down here? Just to be sure. At the cost of maybe wasting a single step? Let's check inside to the tomb. I don't remember if there were special candles here. Did that take actually 2 steps? I hope it didn't. And yeah, I don't really see any special candles here. Yeah, I guess we do have to unlock that every day. We can't just enter the tomb from the underground whenever we want, unfortunately. That would make it easier if we could enter the tomb whenever we want. To get the key, if I don't happen to use it today or store it away. So yeah, just kind of wasted some time going here. I think we're gonna have to go back now to the front entrance. Okay, no, that was actually only 1 step, I guess. Still, kind of a lengthy detour. Can we solve the chess puzzle while we're out here? I could have made my way to the chess puzzle through the underground where I was just at, because we had the staircase unlocked. Whatever, it's probably the same amount of steps, right? I hope. Maybe not. Actually, let's check first if I can actually solve it. So yeah, we got the queen and the king, and luckily we have the map already, so we can just like look at the chess puzzle later, if we do have everything. We got security, so we have the knight. We got bishop in the chapel. The rook spawns in the nook or the vault. We have the breakfast nook we made already. Where is that? Over... I got it earlier, I think. Right in the center, just past the entrance hall. And then the pawns are pretty much everywhere, so we can solve this. Let's do this now. Kind of feel like I'm running a little bit low on steps here. I'm a little concerned. I mean, our run might be over for inside the house relatively soon, but I guess as long as we can get some of this stuff into the code check and the upgrade disk in or something, then we should be okay, right? We'll probably have to decide what we want inside the code check as soon as we step inside, if we don't want to backtrack all the way. So where's our special room? Right here. Okay, good. It doesn't take a step to walk in here, I'm glad. And actually it looks like, I didn't remember this, there's no color to these things, so I had started noting down on my notes the colors of each chess piece that we got, black or white. Thank goodness it doesn't seem to actually matter for this puzzle. So there's only 6 pieces, and let's actually consult. Oh, I can't bring open the map. Okay, I'm gonna actually have to like either take a picture or write this down. I guess we'll I don't know, just memorize it maybe. So yeah, I guess I already know. The nook is the rook, the chapel is the bishop, the office is the king, security was... Let's take a picture. This would be the hard part, remembering the locations themselves. I'll just delete it later. Kind of want to keep my photo album clean, only the relevant information that is, like, important to later days or whatever. Okay, so let's start placing them. The pawn can go in, like, any of these useless rooms. I don't know, where's the bedroom? The parlor, we got the parlor. That is all the way down here. Yeah, they're just kind of really close together, most of these rooms. And then the office was the king. Queen was the study over here. Rank 5, where we dug things up. Knight was security. Again, near the entrance. Seeing how quickly I got a lot of these rooms with the chess pieces, I could have solved this a lot earlier, I think. And then the rook was the nook, yeah. All very close to each other except the king and the queen. Well, the king was close, but the queen is just harder to get. Choose your piece to receive a new permanent power. Okay. Okay. Alright. I didn't expect this. No, wait. Do we like... Okay, yeah. I wanted to see what we're getting before we commit. First, let me delete this picture, and here we go. Ambition of the pawn. When you reach rank 8 each day, which I guess is like a pawn advancing through the board, you may choose knight, bishop, rook, or queen. Gain the power of that piece until the end of the day. We don't know what those powers are yet, but this does seem like a wildcard sort of thing. If you're pretty confident you can reach rank 8, you can choose any power, but that is already when the day is pretty much almost over if you reach rank 8. Or just beeline it to rank 8 really quick. We're actually maybe okay on a full house run, anyway. Add the armory to your draft pool. For like the day or something, or like... I guess if you pick the knight from the pawn, you would get the armory for that day. I'd hate to miss out on, like, any rooms whatsoever. And that seems like the only way to get the armory, this horse. Notably, this only lets us get the knight, bishop, rook, or queen, so we can't... Just like a pawn can't become a king, we can't get the effect of the king no matter what. What does the queen do? Each time when you draft a room on the queen's side, west wing, of your house, lose 5 steps and gain 1 key. I guess in the same way that a queen steps a lot, it beelines it across the board, and I guess it can go anywhere, so that's like a key or something. This is kind of hard to pick though, because we lose steps for one, which is sometimes a limiting factor, and it would always be active. So what's this king if we can't get it on the pawn ever? Each day you may choose a color. Rooms of the chosen color are more likely to be drawn while drafting, as this does seem to be most useful during the beginning of the day. So unless you beelined it as a pawn to the very end of the rank 8 or whatever from the start, you couldn't really make use of this if you pawned into king, if that was even a choice, so I guess if you choose pawn to choose every other piece, you're not really losing out on the king, because you don't really get to do anything at the beginning of the day as a pawn. Sort of. Piety of the bishop. You do not have to pay tithes. Does that only apply to the chapel? I think so. Instead, gain 30 coins the first time you enter chapel each day with this power. Okay. 30 coins is a lot. If we get that much from our allowance, it's not exactly going to break the bank for getting things from the gift shop or buying the big casino roll. Resilience of the rook. You may draw floor plans up to 4 times when drafting the 4 rooms of your house, or the 4 corner rooms. Wait, that's great actually. That's a lot of re-rolls just to get like something lucky. And yeah, the rook sits in the corner, so that makes sense. It would kind of mean if we went with pawn into rook, we would have to avoid the corners, unless we decide on getting something else that day entirely. But yeah, you could pawn into bishop for an extra coin set from the chapel or something. I would assume that you could enter the chapel after getting the bishop from the pawn, and that would still trigger. You wouldn't have to like wait to enter the chapel until you get the bishop power. Queen is most useful like from the start, I guess. So pawning into queen, I'm not sure how useful that would be. Mantle of the Knight. The Armory. We don't know what Armory is, do we? Is it like yellow? Hang on. How do I... here. I don't know if we've ever seen the Armory. Pretty sure not. It shows up as yellow here, so I'm going to assume it's a shop of some kind. It would be a shame to lose out on something forever. But I guess if you can lose out on it forever, then you don't really have to worry about it being too useful for something else. It's not like going to be where a sigil realm key is. Just getting a thumbnail, I guess. Like that. Something like that. Pawn would be the best choice if you don't want to lose out on any of these powers. Like if you want all of them at your fingertips, but other than the king, obviously. But a lot of them wouldn't be useful until you are late in the day. You could choose rook, and then this would affect like the 2 back corners with pawn. If you happen to draft the corner rooms like very early on, which you kind of want to. You don't want to waste rooms, especially when they're easy to unlock. That's just coins. The Armory. Extra keys, 4 steps, which might be useful. But then there's the king, where you can choose a color to be more likely shops, more likely green rooms, more likely red rooms. What other colors were there? I guess bedrooms too. More likely hallways for whatever reason, I guess. If we really need to go for something, if we know at the beginning of the day that we want to go to Lady Epson's chamber, or Ladyship's chamber, it would be really nice if we could just start the day gunning for that. Maybe we want to guarantee we get the greenhouse or something, so we can unlock room 46. Or guarantee that we get these shops that have been conspicuously missing from my list for a long time, which should just be normal rooms that spawn in normally, I think. We could even go with red room builds if we do boiler room stuff or just want to build up our parlor very early in the day. We could even guarantee things like the casino or other rooms here that are... other rooms that are not in the usual list. I'm not sure which rooms. It's a really tough choice. I would just hate to lose out on the armory forever. What is the armory? If we get this, we would have to change our strategy a little bit to reach rank 8 much earlier in the day, before we start exploring the rest of the halls, which would require some more keys or something, just like going north in general. And that would require more steps to walk up and down the entire length of the house. Again, only if we gunned for rank 8 kind of early. I guess we could wait until we reach rank 5 and then gun for rank 8 or something like that, which isn't too hard. That's just not my strategy though. But then we miss out on the armory. You know what? I'm gonna look up the armory. It feels weird not to know what this choice is we're making if we don't get the armory. Armory blueprints. Functions as both a forge and a shop, allowing one to pay for several ancient weapons. On entry, you are given a choice of 3 objects you can purchase from a small pool. Okay. Several weapons that function as a sledgehammer, and gain a star. An axe for a lot of coins that... Selecting a room in the room directory allows one to exit, removing its cost permanently. It can only be done 3 times, and you can only use the axe once per day. That's incredible. What an amazing item. You can remove the cost of really expensive rooms that come up quite often, like the passageway. Or even better rooms that are rarer. I don't know. Whatever rooms cost 3 things. 3 gems. And there are even more weapons to buy from. Self-igniting torch that can ignite fuses. Wait, what? Seems like this makes the axe no longer available? Weird. And the knight's shield. Can use it when drafting rooms. Stops negative effects of a red room, but only used once per day. So these are just kind of okay uses other than the axe, which is incredible, sort of. But then we would have to consider this only adds it to the drafting pool, so we can't guarantee getting the armory if we wait until too late in the day to trigger the pawn. The igniting torch would let us light fuses if we don't get these items to combine again, which is kind of hard. Gosh, it's just so hard to choose. Okay, well, we can make an informed decision now, and we gotta make a decision, I guess, before we leave the room, and before I spend too long on this one decision in this episode. Don't want to be here all day. It's going to be between the king and the pawn. The king gives us immediate benefits at the start of every day, which is really huge for a roguelite. The pawn, at the cost of waiting until rank 8, lets us either get the armory, get more keys at the cost of steps whenever drafting rooms on the west side, which could work with the pawn strategy if you beeline it to rank 8 through the middle or something. We can get 30 more coins for buying from a shop, if we so choose. Or we can re-roll the corner rooms if we wait for them until late in the day, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but sometimes you get really good things, like the coat check or the office. This would just guarantee or make it more likely to get good things if you can re-roll. I think more likely colors. But how likely, though? I mean, sure, more likely like how the veranda makes other green rooms more likely, but I don't know if that ever made these rooms that much more likely. It's just hard to know. We don't even, know the base spawning rate for rooms compared to other colors. Just looking at this distribution, it seems like it's relatively even, other than how we got the furnace, which made red rooms spawn a bit more often. But then, I guess there was also my own choices here, where I chose specific rooms, so that may have skewed what we're looking at right now. I think I'd rather get the pawn, because even if we make other rooms more likely or something, I don't think we can strategize around that too much. But with the pawn, we can guarantee some effects, guarantee the effect of the rook, or the bishop or the queen, and maybe get a chance at the armory if we add it to the draft pool. I should maybe be thinking longer term, statistics, the law of large numbers with the king. But I'm not ready to wear the crown. We're gonna go with the pawn. The ambition of the pawn. Oh, we can give up the power by returning to this chamber on any future day. Oh, and we have to unlock the pieces again. Great. Well, okay. Sure. We can always change our decision, so we're not locked out of the armory permanently if we chose something else. So we can choose the king again, but we're gonna have to do pretty well on getting the pieces. Again, either the office or what was it? I guess the office was the only place we knew where the king spawned, so yeah, just the king and queen would be the hard things to get. Which, I mean, we would normally go for the office anyway. That one's kind of useful just in general. The other ones might be hard to gun for. Her ladyship's chamber just spawns very rarely. And so does the other one, though I think less rarely. The, whatever it was called. Alright, the day's not over. Let's make some good use out of today, I guess. We'll look out for coins as we make our way through, but not wander into any random rooms. Although, we kind of needed to check something in here, I think. What's it gonna be? We could check in the diary key. That one might be bad because we could potentially get something better soon. That we want to check into the code check. Like maybe the burning glass, but The lucky purse is really nice. You know what? I'm gonna do another scummy thing and look up the diary key. Because we already know where we got it, but maybe we can confirm if that room stays always unlocked. If those torches stay always ignited. So, looking this up, where the hell is... Okay, wait, there's some information about the key here. Then, possible for 3 copies to exist concurrently, like with the code check and the moon pendant and all that, sure, but what about that room? Does it stay always unlocked? That doesn't appear to be on the wiki. Oh, let's try a different search. Blueprints, torches, permanent. I guess I should search candles permanent. This is really eating up time on my episode here, just to look up this one thing. All it's telling me is where, but I need to know if it's permanent. Ugh. The pages that I search for don't... Okay, wait, this is on a different page, a different wiki. This does seem to imply that yeah, that the burning glass can allow you to permanently break weak walls and light certain candles. It seems like this permanently break weak walls part is referring to this power hammer item, which I haven't created yet. But apparently this is something that we get from what I assume, the sledgehammer, the lever, and the battery. That one's not a surprise, so I guess I'm not spoiled too much, but more importantly, the candles are permanently lit. So that's all I'm gonna look up. Mission complete. So we can get the diary whenever we want. If we get the tomb again, but it'd be hard to get the tomb and Her Lady's Chamber on the same day, so the only other thing I'd want to check in is maybe the purse. So I think I'm gonna do that. We can maybe make the decision to check in the, Her Lady's Key if we want to read the diary. Wait. No, we didn't have it today. For some reason, I thought maybe we had the chamber today. No. But yeah, we can choose to get the key again pretty easily. There's like a 3 in 8 chance that the tomb is going to be there, right? And then we just have to get the code check again to check it in for whenever we want to. Roll the dice on getting the Lady's Chamber and also the code check on the same day on a future day. It's a lot of steps, but we're not exactly losing out too much here. Gotta make sure I know where I'm going, and I haven't really been... Shit. Alright, we'll spend one more step here. There should have been like a gem here, right? Or... yeah. Yeah, I forgot to check the morning room, but that ship has sailed. So we're just passing through the courtyard into the aquarium, I guess. Any coins around? We don't have the purse anymore, so getting the coins won't double. I guess it's not really a problem right now. Alright, now north. And right, we can't unlock that, so... going to have to be the aquarium, which is already unlocked. Because we dug things up. Oh yeah, this is still active. Bullshit. It's a good thing we have a lot of these. Let's use the dice first. This could be nice. We could choose. We do have a lot of rerolls remaining, so I think we just want to get the pool right now. We do have the sledgehammer. We're also going to need things that'll redraw, or let us get our steps back. More gems. Gem, a key, and a coin. Okay. We continue. And actually... we're kind of in a good spot to get a full house. We have a lot of gems and keys and a lot of rerolls. Could today be a full house? The ballroom. We've never gotten the ballroom. On any other day this would be risky, but we have so many redraws available to us, we can guarantee a north entrance whenever we... no, wait. Son of a bitch. Whenever you enter the ballroom, set your gems to 2. On any other day, that would be great. But we need these gems for redraws, if we want to get the full house. So goddamn, we're gonna go for the cloister, I guess. We could have like re-rolled for a better gem cost, but we have a lot of gems anyway. Still can't reach these somehow. Don't know why. Don't know how. Alright, continuing this way, I guess. Key 8. Does not fit. Fine. Now is not a great time for a special key, so... or the silver key. So just a normal key. We could open this if we dug those up, but we can't. Well, we have keys anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, make it the guest bedroom. Wait. The vault, though. But we already put away the lucky purse. We really need steps, but... are coins even useful to us right now? There's always a chance we get another shop, right? There's always a chance that we find the vault key in these remaining rooms. So few steps remaining, but we do have a lot of redraws. I'm going to gamble a little bit. We're going to start with the vault. And spend a couple of steps to get these coins. Unfortunately, no double. Oh wait, no, I thought that was a key card. No such luck. Yep, a lot of coins now, but not enough is specifically for like the swimbird stuff, or the darebird. Even if we did somehow manage to get the gift shop. Ah, it's still locked. No shit. Ah. God damn it. I wanted to use key 8. Whatever. We can try again. I don't like this. I don't like the archives. I don't like that this only goes in one direction. I don't like that this is a dead end, ending my run. We redraw. Even though the attic would be great with the workshop. We know that's a thing. Yeah, we actually don't have a way into the antechamber today. And I didn't unlock, like, the back door anyway, so who cares, but... This is going to be a redraw. The only way we could get into the antechamber is, like, using some of our keys in the hallway, or... somehow if we got the garden key, which is not going to happen, or got the greenhouse on the right side, which is kind of late. Not that it matters anyway. Redraw. We gotta redraw. We need left and right here. You're killing me. You're eating into a lot of my gems right now. This is what we need to get... God damn it, I would have used a silver key here, if I knew, or key 8. But still. What do I do? Obviously I gotta redraw to get left and right if I'm still going for... any chance of even... getting a full house. The gym? Really? We're just kind of in trouble with our step count. We're using a lot of redraws here. I might regret this. Okay, the dining room. That's a lot of steps and goes exactly where we need to. Fantastic. It was worth it in the end. Oh, right, this takes effect immediately. Okay, what we're going to do is enable the power of this guy here. I think. Yeah. So we can get some redraws on the corners. We don't really need the armory today. If we get redraws on the corners, which we can already do with our gems, we can guarantee a little bit better getting the full house. So yeah. The rook. And dinner's ready. And it's an extra special thing, and we have the blessing of the chef still, I forgot. So yeah, let's enjoy a lunch before dinner. Oh, and we get 10 steps because we... No, wait, we should have gotten... Hang on. You know, I thought we would have gotten 15 because we got these 30 steps here for having the boiler room. But okay. And we get this, the extra gems for, I guess, having created... Why did we get this again? Right, we spread a room around. Or we did a spread room, so this made this happen. So yeah. I kind of opted out of the gym, so we're not getting the bonus, but that's fine. It's more important to have the meal than to build up a bonus for a meal that you're not getting. And this, from the office, I guess. And we do have a morning room, so extra coins. For things that we can't spend on yet. Yet. Alright. What do we think? Gems might be starting to be hard to come by, I think. We maybe spend one gem to go in multiple directions. The archive is probably going to kill my run, isn't it? If I go for this and, well, hang on. If we do this, we guarantee that we get 2 rooms to walk into, unless one of them is one of those annoying keycard rooms, which it could be. At the cost of making one room always not good, or something, invisible, or to parse what's inside it. But we can't just redraw to get something if we don't see something that we like. It just makes it hard to see something that we like, more likely that we redraw. If we do this, it'll remove it from being in the draft pool, so we don't have to worry about drawing it again with the furnace being active right now. And we avoid spending any cost, and we avoid using a redraw, and we can use these on better gem rooms, so we could just redraw once and see what we get. It might be too hasty to go for the archives right now, but I think with the chance that there could be one of these rooms having a security door, like if we did this and it was a security door, that would just end our run completely for the entire full house. I think we have to do this. Or we could do this and just gamble on hallways? But then it would be hard to get the rest of the rooms in this section. We're gonna do the archives. Don't screw me. Please. I should maybe be going for like a shop with all of this money I have, but the archive makes that a bit harder. Alright, it's locked. Key 8. It worked. What the hell? It's the pin room, the N room, the ruminate. What the hell is this room? It's been a while since we read one of these, but unsurprisingly, Key 8 unlocked a door leading to a familiar looking room. A cryptic room that had been previewed in the final 8-letter artwork, exhibited in the gallery. It is now time to ruminate over the bins, sins and pins, and skins and fins, contained withins, I guess. Okay, maybe this is the thumbnail then. Damn, and I've only got 8 minutes to solve it in the episode or something. God damn, it's a puzzle room. Okay, here I was going for full house. But we gotta solve this first, I guess. Seriously, what the hell? The sum of my sin, as it is penned, is a number within the room we are in. Penned? Like the number 8? The sum? Oh, the sum, like the number of letters. Wait, there's 8 sins. Mundanity? Did we even see that in the picture? I don't remember. It's kind of here in the corner, so I don't think it was. I can't believe this was a real room. I think gluttony is 8, yeah, that fits. That's 7, this is not. Mundanity is 9. Wrath is 5, lust is 4, envy is 4, hubris is 6, so I'm going to assume this is the 8, yeah. Gluttony. Is a penguin gluttonous? I guess so. It's like, it swallows fish's whole or something. I feel like there might be a better choice for gluttony even among these guys though. But I assume that's correct. 8 letters. This is the number 8. No other numbers, I think. To first begin, place me within a bin with an N, within its sin. Oh, did we have to do this first? Does it matter? Luckily we can read the bottom left. A bin with an N within its sin. That's envy. There's gluttony, which we already placed. Then sloth, avarice, and mundanity. Why would a line be envy? I don't know. Why would it be mundanity? I guess it could be gluttony though, because, I mean, lions eaten like a lot? The lion's share and all that? I don't know. Put that back. We can't put it back. Just put it in NV for now. I recommend you think again if I'm ever in a bin far from the fin. Okay. These three seem to fit. But, which one though? Can we like pick up multiple? Oh, we put it back, okay. To my chagrin, my neighbor's sin is written thin, to fit it all in. Oh, written thin, huh? So like, could you be next to gluttony, or if you were next to mundanity, which is the hardest one to fit in, you would be avarice, but then I guess we didn't put anything in avarice yet. I'm going to assume mundanity next to mundanity because that's the hardest one to fit in. You won't find my bin in between sin, for I deserve to be in a bin down on the end. Okay. So one of these two at the end. I guess we can just pick one. Hubris or mundanity. Which is a dog? Are dogs hubris-full? Whatever? I don't know if they are. I guess they might be a mundane animal if you, like, consider them amongst all the other animals. They're pretty common. To humans, anyway. Though a dog owner probably wouldn't consider them mundane. I share a trend with my neighbor's sin. A letter and its twin appear on each bin. That one's kinda hard. Let's look at some easier ones, maybe. If we spend a min or 10 lounging in the den, you'll know which bin I'm often in. Wait. What? God damn it. We've been in that room so many times. I'm sure I've looked at that place. And I think I remember like a bear figurine or something in the den. I don't know. Maybe it's false. Because if you like spend 10 minutes inside or whatever inside the den, then it becomes like a waste of time, sloth or something. But I'm sure the hint is actually in the den, I just don't remember. The bin I tend to wind up in is near the bend, in the tail of the skin. Near the bend in the tail of the skin. Oh, that one. This one. So, yeah, I guess it'd be hubris. That one's not taken up yet. I guess I was choosing between that and the dog, so that does narrow it down. What about this one? Not far from the fin, so if I'm, and I'm not confident at all, but if I was, confident in my placement so far, which some of them was guesswork, this would be the only place that's still near the fin. And then this one. Share a trend with my neighbor's sin. A letter and its twin appear on each bin. So like one letter on the adjoining bins that are the same. So if it were here, I guess like L is the same. Oh, a letter and its twin. So L and U, like together maybe? Rather than just sharing one letter, a letter and its twin, on each bin? I did it, right? Did I? I'm not sure I did. I guess something would have happened, huh? Okay, I didn't solve this in 8 minutes after all. I maybe would have ended the episode right here and now if I managed to do that, but I guess we're going on long. 1 for the full house and 2 for room 8, I guess. What are we not confident in? Well, this one has to be on the end, so that's fine. And we know this one has to be specifically at the bend, in the tail. It doesn't have to be like envy. I mean, technically it could, but I feel like anyone would assume it's this one, so that narrows down those two. Envy. The swan could also be over in envy. Place me within a bin with an n in sin. So yeah, that could be like a lot of them. It could be gluttony. Well, we know it's not mundanity or hubris or whatever, not the end ones. So it's either envy or gluttony. And that's it. So maybe it is actually gluttony. But the sum of this sin is penned in the number, whatever. Or wait, hang on. Penned as it is penned is a number within the room we are in, so I think that could also be like 10, because 10 is penned within the room, technically, if this statue doesn't leave the room. It doesn't have to be 8, I guess. But what has 10 letters? Everything was like less than 8 or... This one was 9, wait. Yeah, 9, so it can't be that if it's not 10. Were there any other numbers? No numbers there. Gonna have to check all of these again. No number. Having to replace them is a bit of a pain. I can kind of see it without picking them up. No number. First. Well, there's no one-letter sin. No number there. Twin, well, that would just be 2. There's no 2-letter thing. And I guess the last thing to check would be... Or wait, we already checked them all. It's gotta be 8, right? This is room 8. It's an 8-letter thing. This has gotta be gluttony. So if the lion isn't gluttony, then it has to be envy, because all the other ends are taken up, and the swan has to be here because there's nowhere else that is near the fin. What about the rabbit? Because we assumed LU, those twins, made sense, but it could be like a different pair of letters even, or even I could be looking at it wrong. It could just be one letter shared between the neighbors. Like sharing the, just as an example, well, I guess these two neighbors on either side of Sloss don't really help. But here you could just have... Actually, mundanity and Sloss don't really share anything, I guess, right? Yeah. So it's not here. There's nothing shared between gluttony and avarice. Pretty sure. Nope. There is a TH shared between wrath and Sloss. So if we put the rabbit there, but then we'd just be back here with the damn penguin again, which has to be 8, right? I can't accept it being something other than 8. I could accept it being 10, but there's no 10. Maybe the rabbit is fine where it is, but just to be sure. If it were lust, nothing shared between envy and wrath, not really, no. If it were envy, nothing between lust and hubris other than a U, that would be an example of one letter shared between things, but pretty sure it's like 2 letters consecutive. And yeah, it can't be on the end, so pretty sure the rabbit is ras for some reason. Would these sins even make sense for the animals they're on? Is a monkey hubris? Maybe. I only put this here based on the fact that spending a lot of time in the den is slothful, but... Wait, what was this again? My neighbor's sin is written thin to fit it all in. So actually, I did think that could be gluttony, because that's also, again, a lot of letters, just one less letter than mundanity, so it's kind of hard to fit in. What if we swap sloth and avarice? Oh, guess I was already holding it. And what if the bear that was in the den had avarice near it or something? There, how's that? Did I solve it? I didn't. Crap. I've run out of ideas. Since I've already started doing this behavior, to even get here I had to look up the half of these solutions inside the gallery. I'm gonna start looking it up now. For roommate here, I guess. Don't want to spoil myself on the reward, but we're kind of gonna have to do this to get the solution. Doesn't seem like there's really a hint on the wiki. Come on, give me something. Okay, this website does work. Alright, so let's look at... Let's reveal the elephant location, or rather, let's do this with the ones I'm confident in. The website I'm on has a particular feature where I can tap to reveal one by one the positions of each sin, each figurine or whatever. Like it gives the animal, and I can open up wherever that animal is supposed to go, I guess. So what we're going to do is look at the ones that I know, which is the monkey, and check if that is indeed, yep, hubris, got that right. Which would make the dog, of course, mundanity, that one was clear. I was pretty confident about ras, I think. The only one was a pair of letters, so, or like 2 pairs on either side. That was the rabbit? No, it was avarice. Damn. Why was it avarice? Wait, what's shared? Hang on. Rabbit is avarice? I share a trend with my neighbor's sin. A letter and its twin appear on each bin. Oh wait. Not the both neighbors. Like to the left and right of it. I share a trend with my neighbor's sin. A letter and its twin appear on each bin. It's neighbor apostrophe s, not neighbor s apostrophe. So yeah, it would be the 2 bins, one of its neighbors and itself, I guess, sharing a pair of letters. So it's not the LU in gluttony and not the LU in lust, it would be 2 adjacent bins. So I guess in this case it would be a letter and its twin appear on each bin. Well, I guess it's not going to be the thing that I thought it was, where it was 2 letters consecutively. That seems to be wrong. So why is it avarice? A letter and its twin appear on each bin. I guess A and I, they're not consecutive, but Like 2 letters that are shared between these two. The only 2 letters, I guess. I mean, A appears twice in avarice, but the rest of these letters don't appear there. Other than I. So I think that can be the only case. Didn't really get that one, so I guess I wouldn't have figured that out myself, probably. Okay, so knowing that's true, let's try to solve the rest ourselves. Maybe it just goes where the bunny was. No. Yeah, we don't know this last one. Okay, now let's look up one other one I was confident in. I guess we were confident in this being envy, right? Unless it does end up being gluttony, but this is the only other end location. The lion was envy, yeah. Which of course makes the swan lust. Let's confirm that. Yup, lust. We don't know about the bear. Oh, this one... Wait, hang on. Which one was written quite thin? Which one was written quite thin to fit it all in? Did I put that down already? Yeah, it was the elephant, which could be gluttony, but we know it's not mundanity because the bunny has to be avarice. So I think sauce is the elephant. Let's confirm that. Where is elephant? There. No, it's wrasse. Right, I guess wrasse is also next to gluttony. I mean, I was right about it being gluttony, but I put it in sloth before because I already had wrasse filled up by the rabbit, so... Maybe sloth was what the bear was, like, next to what the figurine had, like, written on it or something. That does sound right to me. And that's the solution. I had to look up a few of them. Yeah. It's a trophy. Great. For solving the puzzle in room 8 on rank 8. Our second trophy after a long, long time. It only took a lot of looking up. Looking up the gallery room to even get here, and looking up the rest of the stuff here, and just in general a bunch of steps we had to even get here in the first place. But we finally got our second achievement. And more importantly, some allowance, I guess. Well, that took a bit longer than 8 minutes, but I guess we're done with room 8. Oh, but we do need to still get to the corner room. Alright, I'm not ending the episode until I've either made or braked, whatever, my full house run. So now that we have the archive running, we're gonna have to, like, be careful here. We don't need the silver key here. We're gonna use it somewhere else, I guess. So yeah, we need to redraw definitely for a room going to the right, and even if we do, we haven't guaranteed that we're going to get access to the room on the right because it could be a security key room. Very, very troublesome. No room's going to the right. Yeah, this is a problem with the archive. We can't tell if one of these rooms is going to be going to the right. Just give us something. Okay, the pump room, and it's free. Okay, this was going to be a problem, but thankfully this spawned inside the pump room. This was a great choice. Dogs, unlock this electronic lock somehow. They did it. They know how to use a computer. I don't think we need this. Alright, we can redraw this 4 times plus however many times we want. The attic is new. We have the workshop, and we have the steps to get back to the workshop, and we have the code check. 8 items. But we need these gems for redraws. I'm going for the full house today. Not the attic today. It's unfortunate. Some other day. Eventually. I would prefer not to spend any gems. None of these are really interesting to me. We could do this. Oh wait, hang on. The Great Hall would only help us if we got the lever, and that would be... Actually, the only door open to us would be the left door in the antechamber. And even then, we can't really go underground to open up the lever again. I mean, we could, but I don't want to. We're probably just going to, like, end this as a dead end or something. I don't know, servants' quarters for 1 gem. We already have 3 keys. Wait, do we even have any bedrooms? It would only be the 1 bedroom. It would just be 1 key. But I mean, we don't need keys. I don't think. There's probably no way that we're going to need keys with 4 rooms remaining. What if it's the key card? Does that count? Can that spawn in this room? Just in case it could spawn in this room? I don't know, let's go for it. Very weird reasoning to spawn this in. We even wasted a gem, but... Oh wait, I guess we had... Yeah, the aquarium counts as a bedroom. But no, it didn't spawn the key card. What was this again? Do I need to take a picture of this? There are no dates here, so I don't think I can use this. Other than mention of 40 years. Yeah, Hartley just got a nice house after retiring. And driving the bear into his death, apparently. Based on what we know. Don't feel like I need to take a picture of that. It was just like a very basic hint. Have I seen this before? Did I look in this trash can before? Hang on. Mr. Ruoda, Mrs. Babbage has told me that you will be overseeing network maintenance over the next few weeks. While I will be gone, and I apologize in advance for the extra workload, I believe I will be back in Reddington by the middle of February, but even that is not a certainty. Either way, I do not anticipate there will be any major issues while I am gone, as the difficulties we were having last month with the terminal connections seems to be resolved. If there is an emergency and you find yourself having to enter the central server site, I have set you up with a temporary admin key to allow you access to the network administrator controls. Admin key. That's for Blackbridge. That's the admin password, the admin login that we didn't have before. First 4 letters of your name, or of your last name, followed by first initial. The first and 5th character should be capitalized. So yeah, the first letter of your last name capitalized as you would. And then the 5th character would be the first letter of your first name, also capitalized as is usual. So his last name is Ruoda. That would be R-U-T-H, right? Because H is Hartley. Hartley Ruoda is his name, apparently. With H capitalized, just a 5-letter thing. If you have any questions, please let me know in the next few days before my departure. And I think it just takes a password, right? We don't need like a username and a password, I think. Pretty sure. I think that gets us into Blackbridge. I don't think I've ever seen that. Okay, I'm gonna have to write this down. Actually gonna have to find a good page in my notes for this. Guess that's going to be, it can go anywhere, but let's just find like a place where there's empty space that we can use later. A place that we're definitely not going to write in. I guess we're done with the chest stuff, so I can write under the chests here. Admin R U O T and capital H. So yeah, we can do that on starting later, I guess. Whenever we want to. Maybe like tomorrow even. Great. I'm pretty sure I never saw that note before. I probably would have written something down, right? Alright, it's not over yet. Not yet. We still have a few more gambles to make. So here, yeah, it's locked. So we're going to use our special key, the silver key. How many mechanical rooms do we have? Let's see, starting from the bottom. Security. Not many. Boiler room, that's 2. And the pump room is 3. Just 3 so far. Plus the mechanarium, which adds 1 more to the room that we're going into. This would open up all of the doors, I guess. Like the north, south, east, and west. Did I miscount? Let me double check. Oh wait, we got the workshop, so wait. 1, 2, 3... We actually got 5. The rotunda would allow us to access every door, but the mechanarium does that for free. No cost to gems. And it opens up 1 extra door, I guess. Like one of the diagonal doors. Oh, wait. Well, this is different. Okay. At least it wasn't the problem that I thought it might be. So first of all, it wasn't the north, south, east, and west. It was just these 4 doors, which I guess were sequential or something, or I don't know how it decided. But luckily this door is the one that's inaccessible, the one we don't need. So yeah. What exactly are these rooms? Oh. This is why. This is why there was that note about how there were spare levers to unlock the antechamber, and also why the mechanarium was found underground as just like a free thing. It's not a very good room in particular, but each of these doors must unlock one of the chamber doors, or not. Huh. Well, maybe more of these unlock. There's still like 3 more diagonals that could unlock the 3 antechamber doors that are into the basement. So these could be like where all of the spare levers are at. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't have the back door unlocked, so we don't need this yet. Okay. Let's spend our new silver key again over here to unlock both ways. And I guess the way into the antechamber as well. Alright, conference room for free would allow us to go both ways. It could be a problem if it ends up being a security door, but this is the easiest to work with, I think. And let's check quickly. Not a security door. So I guess what we're going to do first is use our special rule on this corner room. And try to get something good, even though some things are archived. Okay, I think we're okay to get the attic. We can unlock that last room in the mechanarium with just a key, so we're good. Another new room. Fantastic. And it could be the thumbnail even. Maybe this is better for the full house thing, I guess. Maybe like an angle like this. That's kinda cool. Very dramatic, I guess. Sort of. That's one item. I guess. Oh, this key. Not really helpful right now. That's 2, or 3 even. Oh wait, hang on. 4. Kinda late for the coupon book. 5. These aren't the items I was hoping for. Oh, it's a bishop room. I could write that down. I'll think about it. What was I on? 6, 7, and 8. The battery's kind of the main thing we wanted, I guess. Okay, great. So let's look at this. We can't exactly get our magnifying glass. That's already used up, but not sure there would be anything good here. It's just a very old photograph. Would this be the brothers Sinclair, the 2 bunk bed brothers that used to fight a little bit, I guess? Those are the only 2 brothers that I can think of in the Sinclair family tree. And I guess they seem like from the right era, around this time, I guess, maybe. So who would they be with? The great-grandpa, maybe? Simon's great-grandpa? Which one would be Herbert, the younger brother, or what? I guess it doesn't really matter, but I'm not sure what we're supposed to get from this photo other than world building. I guess he's pointing down, well, he's standing above the elevator. Oh, he's kind of pointing in the direction of the waterfall, which we know is where the sigil room is. Maybe he's telling his kids about the secrets hidden within. I'm not sure who this is, but she has the moon pendant and the bracelet, which were from the trophy room. This chef, I don't know if is important, but he appears in the artwork. That's really all there is for memorabilia. I guess these 2 paintings, the 2 sketches, they're just for the usual puzzle, they're not attic stuff. And yeah, we've also got this, I guess. April 12, it seems. I'm gonna take a photo of this, in case 0412 ends up being important. It's a date, so we're taking a photo. Got it. Dear Miss Marigold, thank you so much for giving our editors the opportunity to consider your illustrated children's book, The Red Prince. Unfortunately, I regret that we have come to the conclusion that although the illustrations are wonderful, we do not think the material is a good fit with Ruffington's current catalog, and therefore will not be pursuing a partnership at this time. If you provided us with a return envelope, your manuscript will be returned to you. Otherwise, it has been recycled. Thank you again for thinking of us here at Ruffington, and do not be discouraged to submit any work you complete in the future. We wish you every success in finding a home for your book. Thomas Yanders, Editor. Ruffington Red Publishing, Children's Book Department, 205 Consetta, County... what is that? I don't know what that is. Etc., etc. Change the ending to political, written in red. Yeah, we already knew about this lore, that she changed the ending. Actually, I didn't know that it came from the publishing company. I guess that makes sense, though. For some reason, I thought that people in the publishing company were on the side of, the revolution or something like that. Against the Red Country censorship or whatever. But I guess they're the ones that censored it. So it was just her and maybe someone else from the publishing company that was on her side. Does the attic only spawn on the edge? I don't know. Feels like this window might be required. But I guess we also climbed up, so this could be above in the center of the area. Anyway, we're done. I think. Oh, there were coins here. Not that we need them. Alright, one last thing to mess around with, I guess. Should we use a special key? To get like a 4-way thing? That's good. What even would be good from our 4-way options? I can't really think of anything that would be good. No, let's just use a normal key. And we've got a few rules that we can work with. To end out our day, we could finally spend 100 coins on the casino to actually get that allowance, but that would only be a maximum of 4 allowance, and there's only a chance for that. I think I'd rather gamble on getting the gift shop, and I think we have enough for the darebird or something. Shit, I don't remember how much the gift shop cost. Well, there's only a slight chance we'd even get it with the archive. Oh, actually, the books didn't replenish, I never noticed. It turns out the amount of times that you can redraw using gems doesn't replenish on each room. So it's only 8 total. I guess that makes more sense. Could go for mail for tomorrow. But I don't think so. Alright, we're gonna roll one more time. Oh wait, we're kind of out of gems now. Oh wait, it didn't replenish because I was out of gems. Crap. Well, shit. Did the gift shop cost anything? I don't remember. Okay. I don't know. Just go for the archived one. Just as a guess. It wasn't the gift shop, but it was the full house. We got it. The full house trophy. Actually, this would have been really cool if we got it inside the attic. I didn't know the trophy would spawn inside the last room. Yeah, imagine we got the attic and we got it there and it was just sitting there in the light. That would have been a great thumbnail. Oh well. And actually, wait. Yeah, first of all, we get an extra 20 steps, but before we do anything else, I forgot to read the room, which I guess we could have done without walking here, but we have the steps. High above the mansion in its lofty perch, Mount Holly's attic provides curious explorers with a cache of dusty keepsakes, trinkets, and clues from a long-forgotten past. Alright, next thing. Luckily we didn't have to create room whatever, room 46, the secret one, to actually get the full house trophy. That'd just be a lot of wasted time, even if we have enough steps to do it. So we're going to the workshop. Down this way and... oh wait. No, that's a dead end. Around the long way. And here we are. Unfortunately, couldn't spend all my coins. I maybe should have gone for the casino. Oh well. Just for the chance at allowance. So let's see. What can salt combine with? We still don't know. It's still a mystery. I could have maybe figured it out if I still had the coin purse and the rabbit's foot. Unfortunately, we're missing like those potential combinations. I think the coupon book could have combined with the purse, but we can't confirm that. And of course we know the battery combines with these things, so we're gonna make the one new thing we can. The thing that I guess I found out by looking up the other thing about the the torches or whatever, the candles. This circuited power hammer that can knock down weaker brick walls. I don't know where we found brick walls, like, I mean, I know of one, but only one. So I can't think of where this would be useful if this is specifically for breaking down brick walls. I guess we can go to the one place that we do know this can break down. We're going on really long for this episode. I guess it's worth it though. And I would like to end the day at the end of the episode. Actually, it's getting to the point where I could have made an entirely separate episode after we hit room 8, and it would have lasted the entire hour. Oh wait, it's over here. At least we didn't waste a step. Does the foundation elevator stay down if we leave it down? Or does it reset each day? I guess we can experiment and find out. Yeah. Here's that last part of the map that we never really found out about. Can this even be broken down? Oh, it can, okay. I was kind of worried we might need dynamite or something for that. Then what else is the dynamite for, if not here? Foreman's log 289, 5/15/1917. Excavation progress is going smoothly, and crew spirits are higher than they have been in weeks. I believe this increase in morale is in no small part due to the installation of the boiler, which has honestly been a godsend. We now have steam power and no longer have to rely on raw muscle to scrape and heave at the clay like dogs. The new steam power hoists and winches are fully operational, and we've been able to unearth over 5 times as much sediment per shift as we had been previously excavating. Oh right, this thing. The whole entrance into the upper level of the gear room, which we still don't really have a solid answer for how we actually unlock that one last gate, the padlock or whatever. I don't think this helps us with it though. Unless, like, well, I guess I'll take a picture just in case. There is a date on it, so sure. I can't imagine what unlocks that red padlock though. 10/15, I guess, maybe? For like December 10th, 1915, or no, I guess it would be 12/10 for December 10th. Okay, so yeah. So since we now have this permanently unlocked, I guess, do we care about the sledgehammer or what? It probably has to unlock more than just that, right? That's just like one thing it unlocked. It unlocked 2 things, but it only unlocked 1 passageway, basically. So I think this thing, as difficult as it is to create, is still useful. Oh, I gotta use this still, I forgot. Let's do that now. Right. Gotta use this computer. We never did make the lab. I should have black-bridged into it. Maybe gone for some allowance or something. So what are we upgrading today? The mailroom. Same-day delivery. The package will be delivered here after you have reached rank 8. Okay? That's not as good as I would have hoped, just like having the package in the mailroom automatically. You still have to backtrack to the mailroom. No contact delivery. The package will be dropped off on the entrance steps the day after drafting this room. That guarantees that you get it tomorrow. And you don't have to worry about, like, well, you get it at the beginning of the day when items are most useful, I think. Freight shipping. A very large package will be delivered here 3 days after drafting this room. This one guarantees the next day. Sometimes, depending on how you get the mailroom, it can be 3 days already before you get another package. But it has to be 3 days after, which is a pretty long period of time. And even then, you might not get the mailroom from 3 days after. It's a minimum of 3 days. But I think to make the mailroom the most useful, it'd probably be the very large package, right? This is like long run, but how often do we get the mailroom? I don't think every 3 days. Like, probably not. Let's go for big packages. I guess. Alright. And let us go to the code check one more time. So I did look up that thing, like I said, that the key is always going to be unlocked in the tomb for us later. So we can get this diary key whenever we want, as long as we create the tomb. It might be more worth it to create the power hammer or leave it in the code check for future wall-breaking endeavors, because of how hard it is to create this thing. The double coins is nice, and there are still things we kind of need to buy. But to unlock things, I feel like we still need the power hammer. So we're going to do that. Nothing else that I really want to check in. There might be more torches to lit, more candles, but we already did 2 things with this, 3 technically, 2 in the same place. If there are more places to light torches, wait, what about the chapel? Haven't there been... Oh wait, before we do anything, I got like 3 things I still need to do today, and that I've already spent so much time on this episode. I really could have made this another one. I should have. So where's like the bear? Didn't we see something with a bear here before? Or did I? I'm pretty sure, right? Maybe I'm just remembering wrong. This is the den. Well, whatever. I guess that hint remains a mystery to me. Could have sworn I remembered something like that. Anyway, let's go to the chapel. We'll waste 1 coin on it, I guess. Yeah, these are more of the same candles. Well, I'm glad I didn't end today yet. What the hell is this? We found the Keeper of Ties, the chapel's resident guardian, tasked with the sacred duty of keeping the coins from the chapel offerings. Incredible. Well, we can't break him yet. We're not in any place where we want to use the coins. Obviously, this increases based on how many times you've actually used coins in the chapel, which I've kind of avoided as much as I could. But maybe I shouldn't have been. There's probably only going to be like 15 or 20 coins in there. Not a huge help, but I'm pretty sure those candles should stay lit forever, so we can break that in whenever we want. Wait a second. Damn it, I should have done this while we still had coins. I should have walked back and forth from the funeral parlor to deposit all of these coins we had, although we're kind of out of steps at this point. Oh well. I think I definitely should have broken this up into 2 episodes, but I guess it's going to be a slightly long episode. I need to use my remaining steps on ending the day in the observatory just because we have it. And I mean, we might as well use it. So here we go. I could have counted out the steps to deposit some more coins in the chapel, but who cares? That's it for today. We made some excellent progress. We got 2 achievements. Again, I probably could have split them up into 2 episodes, 1 achievement for roommate, 1 achievement for full house, but whatever. And let's quit. Actually, I didn't really get a good look at what the title of our full house was. It appeared in the recording, so that's all we really needed. But that's it. Starting the next day, we can start focusing on other things. I guess we had uncovered some mysteries, but there's still a lot of annoying realm sigil stuff that we have to work towards. Probably try to get more letters, uncover more about the stamps if we can, and I don't know. I'll figure out what I want to do in the next episode, but for now, it'd be a good chance to take a break.